Welcome to the Successful Encore Career Podcast, sponsored by Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging, Nationwide Insurance, and InnoSource, all presented by Employment for Seniors. I'm Brett Johnson, longtime volunteer with Employment for Seniors. Today's episode is being recorded at the 24th Annual Senior Career Expo, presented by Employment for Seniors at The Ohio State University's Fawcett Center. While we're here, we are interviewing some of the expo exhibitors, and with me right now, she's going for the gold. This is our second time on the podcast. Katie White from Age Friendly Columbus. Glad to have you on board.
Thank you for having me.
So today's participation, you're doing a couple of things, which is new for the expo. Is we're doing headshots for LinkedIn. Let's talk a little bit about that. I love this idea, and I've heard activity the whole time we've been here.
Yes, we have been quite the popular booth, and I have to say that the idea wasn't ours. It was a friend of Barb, one of the employees, and it's a brilliant idea. So Age Friendly Columbus and Franklin County has sponsored a photo booth, so individuals can come in and get their headshots for free for LinkedIn. So there's a really great opportunity for people to kind of bring their LinkedIn profile up to date.
I think it's a good exposure, too, to signify how important LinkedIn is. I know
agree.
Every year, me sitting in some sessions and hearing even the comments, what is LinkedIn? And understanding that, I think that really showcases how important it is.
Yeah, we've had a variety of questions around what is LinkedIn, or how do I update my LinkedIn? How do I get this picture of my LinkedIn? And luckily, of course, Employment for Seniors has thought of that. So they do have workshops here today around LinkedIn profiles. But it's been an interesting change, I think, in career applications, where I've seen some businesses now, you don't even have to apply through their website. You just upload a link to your LinkedIn.
Wow.
So, kind of making new streams in the career force, and kind of making sure that even our mature workers are up to date, and that everybody has equal opportunity.
Right. I didn't realize. I'm not searching for a position, but I have not heard that about just uploading LinkedIn, which I guess makes sense, because really it is, as we've done a few podcasts as well on LinkedIn and resumes as well, that it's two different approaches, but they're kind of in tandem. It's just looking at them differently. Right,
it is. We one comment we heard today too was, I got a LinkedIn right when it started, but I don't actually look like that photo anymore, and so it's time to update that. So I love this event every year, and this year in particular, we've had a lot of fun getting to interact with so many people. I'm guessing we've done close to 100 headshots today.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
It's incredible.
Good. Let's don't go too much more into this podcast without talking about what is Age Friendly Columbus.
Okay.
I think we need to set the table,
Sure.
and I'm so familiar with it. My mind just went to, wait a minute, we may have a first-time listener here that's like, Age Friendly Columbus, what is this? Let's talk a little bit about the organization.
Okay, great point. So Age Friendly Columbus and Franklin County, we just have expanded to Franklin County, is a 5-year initiative that our city and county are going through. And this initiative is set forth by the World Health Organization, and it outlines a 5-year plan of improvement. So in year 1, you do a research project all across your city, trying to understand what challenges and successes elders are having. In the second year, you take what you've learned and you write a strategic plan, which outlines the 3-year implementation phase. So in 2016, we did our research. 2017, we did our planning. And now we are in our first year of implementation. So we are out in the community, collaborating with many organizations in bringing forth all of the changes that our elders in the community said they want to see.
Right, okay. So, good background. Okay,
Thank
now
you.
We know where things are going.
And let me just give my website. Can I do that?
Yeah, right
if
now.
anyone's looking
that,
for the reports and information, you can find it at agefriendlycolumbus.org.
Good. Today also, positive aging campaign going on. I have not been able to get out of the booth that much, but I'm glad you have the button on. Let's talk about what you're doing and as well as where the results will be seen eventually.
Sure. Great point. So one of the things we heard from our residents, nearly 41% agreed that there are negative stereotypes against older adults. So really that ageism is quite prevalent in our community. So although that is an unfortunate statistic to know, the good news is we have a lot of organizations working on different intergenerational projects, which we know chip away at ageism. And one of the fun things that we've been starting is this Button Up Ageism campaign. So for those of you listening, we actually have all of the tools at our table to create your own positive aging slogan. And then we put it into our machine and you crank out a button. So a little creativity meets important messaging meets instant gratification. So we've got a lot of folks out there wearing their buttons today and kind of championing their own positive aging slogan.
And this is going to be turned into, are you talking about a video?
Yeah.
Cool.
So as folks are waiting in line for their LinkedIn, they are making buttons. And then we're also asking for reflections on some national and local data that we have around ageism. So I mentioned 41% of our local residents feel there's negative stereotypes. So then we have somebody reflect back, and we're taking their photos sort of with the national statistic and then also with their reflection, and then we'll string those together in a commercial.
Nice.
Yes.
My next thought, and what I want to cover next, kind of goes in line with that high percentage of the negativity feel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your next thing coming up, we talked about before recording, is some training for human resources, for
Yes.
HR. Let's dive into that. I think it goes right along with the negativity that does exist.
Yes.
In some fashion, whether it's that percentage or not, it exists. So what's coming up?
Sure. And I believe the statistic we have over there is 61% of employees have either been a victim of or have been in relation to some sort of ageism in the workforce. And so we are working with Carroll and Employment for Seniors to create a training for HR individuals or for any organization to use around best practices for hiring and maintaining mature workers. So some of the topics are around sensitivity to aging and things like that, but really thinking about what are the different attributes that mature workers bring to the workforce and making sure that those are valued and highlighted in each organization.
Will that also include businesses that are already on board?
Yes.
That do best practices to show, hey, they get it.
And this
here's the formula.
Yeah, and this is the great part about working with the EFS, right, is that we'll be able to pull together a committee of individuals that are doing it well or organizations that want to learn a little bit more, but sort of pulling together a group to figure out what training exists, what do we need to strengthen, what do we need to create, and then creating something that's piloted locally, and then in a best case scenario, really shared across the state and across the U.S.
That's great news. That's good. So if an organization or a business, specifically a business, they're in their mind, they're on board, they're doing exactly what they should be doing, or they want to learn more, they know it can always get better with this.
Right.
And knowing this is coming up, can they contact you about this upcoming program?
Absolutely, yeah. If anybody is interested in joining, they can go to our website and send information, their information through there, or my email is white.3073@osu.edu, or if you're connected with Carol, you can certainly reach out and tell her too. We absolutely need everybody's input in this.
What's the timetable on this in regards to beginning, implementing, and when an end product will be in existence?
Our plan is to create our training in the next 6 to 8 weeks, pilot it with a small group, and then actually roll it out in a larger scale training session at the expo next year.
Excellent. Good. Okay. Anything else going on? Not like you need to add more to your plate, but you're busy, that's for sure.
We are busy. Today has been an absolute pleasure, and I just have to share that I've sat down with a lot of job seekers here, and they have just raved about how great this event is and how much they've gotten out of it. And I think it's a true testament. What did you say? It was the 24th annual? I wasn't here for the ones early on, but I can imagine that all of the hard work over the years has culminated in this great event today.
Yeah, I've been involved many years, and I know it's developed up. I think even the strongest point of this expo is really the breakout sessions and as you mentioned, like the LinkedIn sessions and such. I don't know of any other job expo that does that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's a full day. You can be here all day and not a repeat a session to learn more about how to be a better job applicant.
Yeah, and I think there are so many articles out there right now, whether it's in the newspaper or whether they're research-based, but they're talking about mature job seekers. And not that the data doesn't resonate, but you come to an event like this today and you see the individuals in their suits and with their resumes, not very old, right, and out of work and really having a hard time finding work. And so it puts that personal piece and kind of fuels the fire a little bit around the fact that status quo is not good enough. And
Right.
so, lucky to be here today and really excited about this next project with Employment for Seniors.
Sounds good. Website again.
AgeFriendlyColumbus.org.
Great. Thanks for being part of the podcast.
Thank you for having me.